Hell, you hear about it happening to athletes. I mean, you think football, you think soccer, ACL sprains and tears.
The sports medicine team at Miller Orthopedic Specialists evaluates hundreds of athletes every single year.
Yeah, Dr. Kellen Huston is part of that team. Good morning, doctor. How are you?
Hi.
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
It's a
Thanks for
pleasure.
swinging by. You know, we're talking ACL. You're a former athlete yourself,
I
so
am.
it makes sense that you know about these injuries. But exactly what is the ACL? We hear about it all the time.
Well, the ACL is one of 4 ligaments in the knee that stabilize the knee during any activity. There's 2 on the very inside, and the ACL is one of those 2, and there's 2 on the outside.
So you're talking about stability.
Yep.
So when that sucker tears or is damaged otherwise, why is it so consequential?
Well, it really has no issues with just straight line motion, running. But when you start doing pivoting activities, cutting, such as cutting in football, making that play on the soccer ball, trying to get to that free basketball, that's when your knee could have what we call a pivot shift moment, where your knee actually dislocates almost, and then it comes back in.
That's where you hear athletes talk about a pop.
Correct.
They hear a pop, or they feel their knee give out underneath them. That's
Yes,
why, because it
absolutely.
loses that stability.
And I think if you've been around athletes for any period of time, you know somebody that has had one of these tears or one of these injuries. But how do you go about repairing the ACL? I know there have been some advancements in that area over the last 20 years.
So we used to make a big incision, open it up, and try to repair that tissue together. We found out that doesn't work. So then we went on to something called reconstruction, and that's replacing the tissue with a new soft tissue graft, we call it. There's a couple different ways to do that. One, we can take the front part of your knee, the patella tendon, we take the middle third of that, and it has no consequence on the strength of the patella tendon at all. Or we can take the hamstring tendons, and the hamstring will just kind of scar back down over the next couple months while you're rehabbing the knee, and there's no consequence of that either that we know of.
You're talking about a reconstruction. How is that different than a repair?
So a repair in the medical world, at least in the orthopedic world, signifies that we're trying to take the native tissue and put it back together on itself. And again, there's been advancements, some really good things coming out of some research places on the East Coast that are looking at doing repairs. But again, we've done that 20 years ago, and it didn't work very well.
Yeah.
So
When you talk about football, you know it's a season-ending injury, but even for non-athletes, the recovery time has gotten better, though. How long does it take to recover? What's that like?
So the research that's coming out of what's called the Moon Group, it's a consortium of very large institutions that have done all this research looking at the ACL and rehab and getting it back to the field as quickly as we can, but safely. That's the most important thing. And so we've cut down the rehab time from about 12 months to 9 months now. And even if you're really like Adrian Peterson, very popular a number of years ago when he tore his, was even less than that. Now, the other factor is if we talk about, if one of us tore our ACLs and we had it reconstructed.
Right.
I mean, non-athletes
anymore. Exactly. That rehab time is actually 3 or 4 months just to get back to normal walking, some jogging activities, things like that. So it's pretty quick now.
How much is age dependent on that? I mean, pediatric ACL repair versus an adult?
So a pediatric, there's another factor that comes in. It's the open growth plates. And so in order to do this, we drill what are called bone tunnels to seat the graft in. Well, when you drill a bone tunnel potentially through a growth plate, you can potentially stop their growth. And so I spent some time in my fellowship learning how to do these growth plate sparing procedures. And so it's a little different procedure, but the rehab is almost the same.
Or would that be for when we say pediatric, like high school age patients coming in to see you? Or
So it depends on if male or female. Girls stop growing about 2 years earlier than guys. And so girls mostly mature by the time they're about 14. Girls are about their height. They might grow a little bit more, but that's about when they're going to be done. Men are 16. And so when you get them down to like 10 and 12, that's when you have the concerns for them.
Do you see, I mean, younger kids, I think they're just more flexible. They're more bendy. I don't know if that's a medical term, but I use it.
We'll use it.
Do you see ACL injuries in young kids like that?
I do see them occasionally. A lot of times, though, the ligaments in kids that young are stronger than the bone. So you'll get what's called a tibial eminence fracture, where the ACL will actually pull a piece of bone off of the tibia itself, and we can go in and surgically repair that too. And that's kind of a repair situation of an ACL issue.
We focus on ACL here. What else do you specialize in?
So I do pretty much any surgery about the knee. I also do shoulder stuff. I do see patients for arthritis, managing pain and things like that, both on the non-operative and operative side of things, because not everybody needs a surgeon. And I'm happy to help people out who do.
And then we see 2 locations here for Miller Orthopedic Specialists. Do you practice out of both?
I do, yep.
One in Omaha, and then another in Council Bluffs, Miller Orthopedic Specialists. And Dr. Huston, right? A lot of our viewers are like, didn't he play? Yup. For Coach Solich and Coach Callahan back in the day.
Absolutely.
Great to see you.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Stopping by. Appreciate it. Still ahead.